Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek. And why would you stand when you can sit? That's the idea behind the Fucare HU3 Pro, this awesome seated electric scooter. Let's check it out. The Fucare HU3 Pro isn't the fastest scooter out there. It only goes 20 miles an hour or 32 kilometers per hour. But it might be one of the most comfortable options, thanks to the ability to pop a squat and ride around on your tush instead of your feet. Seated electric scooters like these have the big advantage that they're just nicer for longer cruises, since you're not standing on your tired feet. That said, they kinda went a little overboard with the whole forget about your feet thing, since there's not a whole lot of room left on the deck here. As you can see, my shoes hang off on either side, and I'm not exactly Bigfoot here either. But even though the deck space is a bit cramped, this is still a nice way to ride around, and it has the benefit of letting you feel more stable since you can easily put your feet down anytime you need, especially when maneuvering around at low speed. Sitting is also nice for when you have to go farther, and the large 48 volt and 12 amp hour battery with 576 watt hours of capacity will help you go pretty darn far. We're talking 40 miles or 64 kilometers of range. That's a solid few hours of scooting, and you're probably not going to ever spend 2 hours straight on this thing. More likely, you'll use it to zip around to the coffee shop or fly down to campus. That means you'll probably only need to charge the scooter once a week or so. That's a big part of the convenience here, but it's not the only part. There are a couple other nods to convenience, like the drum brake in the rear that basically removes any maintenance concerns. It's got as much stopping power as that 500 watt motor has going power, so the single brake doesn't seem to be a problem. I also like the convenient folding mechanism. Some seated scooters don't fold well because the seat gets in the way, but with the Fucare HU3 Pro's fulcrum being up fairly high, that means the bars can still fold almost flat, keeping the scooter pretty small in folded form. That said, I'm not done with my complaints either here though. Check out the screen, it's just not very bright. It's nice that you have a speedometer and a battery readout, but it just doesn't show up very well, so I would have loved to seen a brighter screen here. When it's dark out, it's decently bright, but anytime you have sun or even an overcast sky, you really have to be looking at the right angle. But I can forgive them because there's just so much more that I do love about this thing. The 10-inch tires are fairly large and they give a good ride, especially since they're pneumatic tires, so you're still riding on air. The scooter isn't terribly heavy at 23 kilos or 51 pounds, though it's not lightweight either by any stretch of the imagination. I will say that it has a huge 136 kilogram or 300 pound weight rating though, so you can really load this sucker up, and perhaps that's why it weighs a bit more to make sure it can support a bit more. And for a price of just $799, that's really the cherry on top. There are a lot of $800 scooters that have similar performance specs, but you have to stand up on them like a caveman. At this price, this feels like a fairly priced small format electric commuter vehicle. It's not going to get you any exercise, but you can always pick up an activity on the side. I hear pickleball is supposed to be fun. You'll have to do something though, because scooting around like this may be convenient, but it's just about the laziest way to scoot. Thanks for watching everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the Fucare HU3 Pro. If you did, why don't you give this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.